First and above all, thank you very much, guys, for having us here. To start, there is no future without defense, and there is no defense without industry.
My name is Anna Beck, and together with my colleague Daniel Zdych, we are here on behalf of the Czech Defense and Security Industry Association to introduce you to the fascinating world of defense.
My colleague Hannah and I were given a rather Herculean task. We are supposed to introduce you to the defense industry in 10 minutes, which is kind of difficult to do so, but we'll do our best. When we were thinking about that, we were thinking how to put it. And we decided that we want to be completely honest and transparent with you. Defense is a sector that has a lot of regulations. And when our vice president is doing the introductory meetings with potential company members, she always stresses that the company representatives should not feel persuaded to enter Defense and Security Industry Association. You might be surprised by now. We won't go that far. But you didn't definitely have to be perseverant when entering defense. And if there are two aspects that are necessary to be successful when entering the business in defense, you have to be patient and you have to be competitive. And now I'm gonna highlight the potential challenges that you're gonna face. And actually, you know what? Let me tell you a story. This story is about you guys. It's about the startup representatives and also the defense companies representatives. It usually starts with a brilliant idea. And I'm sure that most of you already had this brilliant idea that you wanted to create something. Then you realize that this idea might be useful when doing business in defense. And so you decided you would like to pursue this notion. But you quickly realize that there's a lot of regulations and a lot of barriers to entry when doing that. One of the biggest challenges is the necessary research and development because defense industry is really notable for having big that you need to put a lot of investments into the initial research and development in order to be successful. You must continually adapt and evolve. This is something that this whole event is stressing, I would say. But you need to realize that it is you guys, the companies, that are driving the technological advancement. It is because the customer doesn't know what he needs. Then, let's say that you have completed your research and development, you have your working product, now what? Now you realize that you would like to sell something to the state, to release your defense to the army. In our case, it would be Czech army first. But then you realize that the Czech market isn't that big, so you need to export. But in order to be exported defense material, you need to obtain licenses. That is extremely difficult in the Czech Republic because you need to have approvals from 4 ministries: that is Interior, Foreign Affairs, Industry and Trade, and of course, Defense. And I'm not even talking about all of those regulations that defense industry is having. After you obtain your licenses, you need to find your clientele. That's not an easy task either. That's not. Defense industry is very. Sorry, not working. Defense industry is unique by the fact that there is only one customer, and that is the state. Be it governments, ministries of defense, or the armies themselves. Usually, governments prefer not only general solutions, but they need tailor-made solutions that will be long-term, lasting. That is the reason why you need to basically close strategic partnerships with them, not only one-time deals. And after that, after you get in touch with that, you should prepare for the lengthy negotiations as well.
The lengthy negotiations are following because when you are selling something, the armies need to have all of those deals together, and the negotiations can be very extensive. And I hope that I did not dissuade you completely from entering defense. And now I pass the word to Anna, who's going to be talking about the advantages.
Now that my colleague has done his best to dissuade you from entering into defense, I will do my best to show you that it's not all doom and gloom, and there are actually quite a few benefits to working in the defense sector. First and foremost, you are directly contributing to your nation's defense and security. It is an area of work that has high reward, and your work actually has a lot of impact. From a business perspective, there are also a lot of incentives. While Daniel mentioned the lengthy negotiation processes, the upside is that most of these contracts are very long-term. For example, the Czech deal on procuring F-35s is projected to last between 30 to 35 years. This means not only long-term employment opportunities, but long-term stability for the company. What's more, cost considerations are often quite secondary in defense procurement. Governments tend to prioritize, be it functionality, reliability, innovation, which means higher profit margins for you. After all, national defense budgets are quite on a different scale than customary consumer markets. And finally, you get to work in a very dynamic field that always has a lot of innovation. You always learn something new. Not a day goes by when I don't find out something interesting or fun. Okay, and where does the AOBP fit into all of this? So the Defense and Security Industry Association of the Czech Republic is a nonprofit, non-governmental, and non-business organization. We aim to serve as a bridge between you, the companies, governments, foreign partners, and international organizations. Our goal is to represent the Czech Industry Association, be it at home or on an international scale. And we will introduce you to some of the initiatives that we are involved in, be it in the European Union or NATO.
We actively cooperate with European institutions such as, for example, European Defense Agency that gives advices to national ministries of defense, or for example, we cooperate with Director General for the Defense Industry and Space, DG DefSec. Also, what is worth noting is that our director, Mrs. Christina Helm, our vice president, works as the national focal point for the European Defense Fund, and our colleague, Mr. Siruček, works as her alternate. And now, Anna, would you mind presenting us the NATO institutions that we work with?
In addition to the European institutions, we also cooperate very closely with NATO institutions, be it the NATO Industry Advisory Group, where our president, Jiří Hynek, as well as our vice president, Mrs. Christina Helm, are the heads of the delegation representing the Czech industry and voicing your concerns on a NATO level. We are additionally involved in the NATO Science and Technology Organization, as well as the NATO Support and Procurement Agency, as well as multiple other organizations and institutions within NATO.
Now, we just wanted to stress that the future defense includes not only tanks, firearms, and fighter jets, and that is why it's important that we have you guys here.
Which brings us to the end of our presentation. I would like to stress our opening statement, which is there is no future without defense, and there is no defense without industry, which is you. Thank you very much for your attention.
Should you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact us afterwards. We are more than keen on helping you with, for example, membership in the association or anything concerning our defense industry.